Salam, shalom. Giving you all a chance to get in here. Wise Solace speaking. As I wait for you all to come in here, hopefully we don't have any Wi-Fi issues. But as I wait for you guys to come in here, I want to say this quick thing. Hopefully no one takes offense either. Peace and wisdom, champ. Now, like I said, I want to say this one thing as I wait for you all to get in here. Hopefully no one takes offense. You have white people. Peace and wisdom, unknown concept. Thank you. You have white people. And of course, you have talks around like, where do white people come from? I seen somebody say white people wasn't around until 1400s. All kind of crazy stuff. In regards to white people being around, like late in history, maybe you've seen something like that where they said the first sign of white people was 1200 AD, and you like, damn, that's recent. Black and white is a modern thing, meaning all races in modern day are classified under black and white. Peace and wisdom. All races are classified under black and white in the daytime, but in the past, let's say it was more direct. A Mexican was just a Mexican. I'm not saying they had Mexicans before 1492, but I'm just saying a Mexican would have been a Mexican, and a Puerto Rican would have been a Puerto Rican. And even if they look similar, it don't matter. You get my point? Then when you get more in the modern day, you have that term black and white. And you have some black people that were classified as white in the past because it truly had to do with if you were a slave or free. Translation in the modern day, all bosses are white and all workers are black. Kind of like that. During slave times, if you was a slave master, a slave holder, meaning you owned slaves, but maybe you didn't have a plantation. You just bought and sold slaves. Kind of like a person buy and sell drugs. They say I ain't got no corner, but I just middleman this thing. I buy it cheap from the plug and I sell it, to the dudes that do sell it on the corner. You had people in the past like that, where they just bought slaves and sold them. This would have been a holder. And you had black people that were that. It would have been classified as white. And so it was a thing like that. In that, if you're looking for white people in the past, under that name or that term, you get my point? Nobody in the past was white. It was like a Celt, a Nordic, something like that. But I want to bring something very deep to mind that most of y'all may have never thought on. You see how you have white people, right? And there's questions on what they are and where they've come from. Indigenous people viewed white people as demons. So if I told most of y'all white people are demons, remember, no one get offended. This has nothing to do with an offense. It's a deep thing. Let's say you're white watching, all black, and I told you, white people are demons. Y'all will kind of look at that as, man, you get it? That's racist talk. That's not real. Now, I want you to think on this. You have indigenous people. These are your butt-naked pygmies that were on every continent. You still have some in Sentinel Islands. These indigenous people never seen white people before. I'm not speaking in modern day. I'm speaking of in the past. They never seen white people. or had someone colonize their land. Now they have used like DMT and ayahuasca, different psychedelic drugs like that. And it's documented by people that use DMT, LSD, and the many different psychedelic drugs, that when you take them, it brings you to a place where you see strange entity. Sometimes they're described as elves, sometimes little robot machines, whatever. And then they have this white people, or this white person, that if you take like DMT, ayahuasca, you may have seen the white person or the white people. This is why it's always been questioned by like indigenous people and, superstitious people, which is usually indigenous people. This is why they question if white people are demons. Meaning if you take DMT, then you see the entities, or if you take any psychedelic drug, you may see the different entities. Strange characters, white people being amongst these entities. Some of y'all may call them like the tall whites in the day, and you have them like classified as alien. A lot of the alien characters y'all have are demon characters as well, meaning tall whites or Nordics. You've got tall white demons in demonology. Like I said, if you take DMT or I don't want to say any other psychedelic drug, but specific ones, you may see a white entity, like a white person. A lot of people will tell you like they had a near-death experience or they was on DMT and they seen Jesus. And the deity didn't tell them he was Jesus, but he was white, and you get my point? Imagine you're an indigenous person. You never seen white people a day in your life or heard of them. You take DMT and you're familiar with all the little characters from the drugs, even the tall white ones. Then one day you see a white person. So then they naturally classify them as demons. This is why indigenous people to this day, they view white people, their hate for white people is different than like a regular person. Let's say you a black racist and you hate white people. Not like them. They hate white people different. Like if they see them, they'll shoot them on sight. And it's because of that, they think that they're demons, like dragons, whatever you want to call it. But this is how they view them. And it's an interesting thing to think on too. Meaning if you ever took a psychedelic drug and you did see white entities, why is white people? You get my point? How is white people in drug land? In the past they called that la la land, a rabbit hole, but how'd that work like that? You ain't never heard nobody say, man, I took DMT and I was kicking back with the black people. Like, strange. Now, I want to get into this video. I'm assuming I'm clear. Peace and wisdom, unknown concept. Now, I'm not saying that for y'all, for those of y'all that's black. Maybe you're desperate to hate someone. We have a lot of that in the daytime. Desperation to hate. Why do we gotta have stupid trolls? Y'all don't ever get tired of that? But in any event, if you black and you desperate to hate, this is not for that, but it's just a thought. And you get my point? If you white and you ever wondered, like, why do indigenous people did call them ghosts? In fact, the native indigenous people called them ghosts. You could say native indigenous people had a reverse black face. They used to paint their face like ghosts. Try to pretend they was ghosts too, you feel me? And so it's a deep thing if you think on it, like how'd that happen? Now, as I've always said, you have white people start with albinos. And so you get my point? If you go back far enough, there was no white people or black races. It was just albinos and little short black pygmies are indigenous people. And the mixing and merging between those two is how you get all the white races we have. And their different, shades and tints. And this is how you get all the black races we have. And our shades and tints. And so it's a deep thing. It's a lot more strange than y'all think. But it's not complex. It's simple. It's like a domestication game. Meaning animals are mixed bred and domesticated. Humans the same. Sheep, whatever. You guys sent me one of you guys sent me a video a couple of days ago of a young man, a young scientist, and he made gasoline out of plastic bottles. But I don't understand, and I'm not there's no jab. I don't get it. Like, maybe one of y'all can clear it up for me. I don't get the commotion. You turn plastic bottles into gasoline, plastoline. But what's the point? Meaning I don't get the whole point of that. I watched the video. I'm like, what is this? A resolution for like if you're broken, you like, damn, I only got $3 left to put in my tank. Let me get my bottles and shred them up in my plastoline machine. I'm just playing, y'all. I still don't get it though. Well, you have to buy a plastoline machine because that shit got that shit gotta be expensive. You feel me? You say I'm gonna go on it's one dude working on that. Imagine that whole team. I don't get it though. Meaning I get it. I don't get it. What y'all get? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's good. The young man uses his mind. He ain't out here selling dope and doing the dumb shit y'all are. But I don't get the point. He had he put a whole junkyard worth of plastic bottles in this machine and turned it into like 16 ounces worth of like apple juice. I'm like, what is that going to do? Get you up the block? Imagine you going on a trip. You like, I gotta get my trailer. I gotta get a trailer to put all my plastic bottles in, so I can put them in my plastoline machine and make. I'm just fucking with y'all. I don't get it though. If anybody get it, let me know. But I was sitting here before I made this video for like an hour. I was tearing. Y'all thrown off in the daytime. If you really look at it from like clear mind, I said, blood, I had to drink some of that. Took a sip of that plastoline, ain't no way. It looked like way more work than just going to the gas station and spending $3 or whatever it costs for gas. I'm like that. I gotta get a junkyard. You gotta get a junkyard, a plastoline machine, and a bunch of plastic bottles to make 16 ounces of plastoline. Y'all don't get it either. I'm just, I'm sorry. Whoever, whoever said that to me, I'm sorry. And it's no jab to the young man. Like I said, you doing something. Said, come on, you supposed to have his back. I have his back. I'm just having fun. That's how we do in my race. If my kids was making something, you feel me? And it was like mad long around the point in an easier way, I would tease them a little bit too, but I'm still in support of them. That's why I said it's not a bad thing. Keeping himself busy, I just don't get it. I want to say this to the young man because this seems like a budget thing. Think big, think rich, cause you feel me. It sound like some shit that's patent for people that's like I got $3 left in my tank. What can I do? Then you just pop out like get the plastoline. Get you a junkyard in the plastoline machine and voila. You feel me? That's some shit where you gotta schedule in advance. Like you can't be broke or run out of gas on the spot because then you're not gonna have no you're not gonna have no gas. You got pre-schedule. Like I think I'm gonna be broke in about 4 or 5 days. Let me get my plastoline machine rolling, and you get my point. Just go find me some plastic bottles put into it, so that way I can have 16. I'm just playing. Y'all too burnt out the daytime. I can't even have no jokes, but I get it. Maybe he getting flack. I don't know. I don't even know who he is. He just seemed like he keeping himself out of trouble. He seemed innocent. And you get my point? It's no jab. Maybe I'm wise. I can't have fun. I don't want to, I don't want to disturb none of y'all that it be doing things. And I like to have a little fun, challenge y'all mind. And more than that, have a little joke. But y'all be abused out already. Maybe people already trolled you out or something. I don't be knowing. And I don't be knowing that my opinion going, you get it? Like disturb y'all. Like I say something, it be the end of the world. I don't want him to throw his plastoline machine away because I said like I don't get the point. Just explain the point to me. If it is no point and he's just having fun and keeping busy, good. Outside of that, we ain't that low on gas. You get it? Gas is easily accessible. And so to reach for, I don't get the point. Like, if we was running out of gas, then I'd get it like, okay, when we run out of gas, at least we can go plastic. It can't be about the environment because turning plastic into gas to then put it in people's cars so they could blow it all into you get it? The atmosphere like they do the gas. That's not a resolve. You get my point? Meaning if you turn in plastic into gas to save the environment, but then putting that gas into cars so it can bust out the exhaust, how the hell is that? But he young, maybe he didn't think. We live in the times where nobody asks questions so that a person can, get wiser. Y'all kind of like John is, where he like, you supposed to be on his side. Ain't no sides, this ain't no war. I was just asking a question in regards to the plastoline machine. 20 bottles for 8 ounces. Nah, blood had a whole junkyard. I said, he like my son, he like my kid, my daughter age. So I'm just thinking in them terms. Like if he was my son, I would have, you feel me? I would have been a dumb parent to kill this dream. Like, what in the fuck is this junkyard shit? This shit is a junkyard, nigga. What the fuck are you doing, man? Collecting bottles, turning them into juice, man. Stop them. A lot of y'all like me. Y'all just can't be real with yourselves. Y'all like me. Y'all like, man, if my kid would have did that shit, I would have killed his whole dream because I would have been, what the hell is you back here fucking with bottles full, man? If you don't get the word, your ass a job. They're turning 5 million bottles into juice, man. What the hell? Most of y'all wouldn't have got that. Y'all would have been like me, like, I think my kid losing their goddamn money in the backyard. They turned that shit into a whole junkyard of bottles. They shredding bottles in the back talking about they making gasoline. Plaster. I'm sorry, let me get to the video. I didn't mean none of this. Good job, young man. If anyone knows the purpose, please let me know. Like I said, I'm in support. I'm in support of anything y'all doing if it ain't, volatile and trying to hurt somebody else. But I still want to have my little fun, you feel me? Outside of that, maybe if y'all would have asked these questions early in the game, Shorty might be like a real mad scientist where he really invented something of merit. Because I just don't see the point of this. And I'm like that. I don't want nobody just wasting their time. You get it? Y'all hyping him up like, yeah, he made the plastoline. He be working on this shit all the way into his 50s to didn't realize, why was I even wasting my time? This shit ain't nothing. I don't get it. That's why. Meaning, if they gonna build plastoline, they're getting rid of. I don't know. I'm completely confused on the thought, but I learned. I learned that you can turn anything into juice. I learned you can turn plastic into fucking apple juice, or you could probably turn anything into juice. And so you get my point. Outside of that, I say these kids sure got some weird ass arts and crafts in the day. I'll tell you that. Said it's that new lean. It's that new lean. That's deep. Somebody should. Nah, I figured it. We live in times where you can't even play like that. I was gonna say somebody should he should do a. Scientists experiment. And real scientists, of course, behind the scenes, they can't really tell y'all this, but whatever they think of, you gotta find a subject to experimenting on. Whatever y'all have now, medicine wise or anything wise, it had to be tested on something. Let's say online. You see how we got online? And most of y'all get online and y'all don't realize like it's an MK Ultra machine. It's to mess with y'all psyche and y'all emotional state. Of course, the two are intertwined, but that's what all the MK Ultra test was about. Let's say this little device and this whole little thing that we on. I apologize, it's getting a little cold in New York. Crept up in here. I think I might be a little sick. But let's say the MK Ultra thing, like I said, that was like a test for, all these little different online sites y'all have and y'all watching 5-second videos and it make y'all crazy, but y'all don't realize it. When you're dealing with scientists, everything get tested. So the point I was making is maybe he should make like a video where one of y'all test the plastoline. Not in y'all car, like drink it. If he a real scientist, he gotta have the mind to think. What can plastic as a juice do? You see how my mind is far past y'all? He a mad scientist. It's probably never passed his mind. Like, I get this shit to my dog. What if they give my dog superpowers? Can't none of y'all say y'all know what would happen if you drink like a little bit of plastoline? What if you drunk it and you just instantly turned into a genius? That part. That's what make a great scientist. When you can observe things and think beyond what you got. You get my point? Because don't nothing serve one purpose. Even gasoline, we put it in our cars and let's say it's used for our gas appliances. But it got way more uses than that. It got uses that we ain't even aware of. And that's everything y'all could think of. I mean, maybe soda work better than gas. Y'all just ain't tried it yet. Y'all not scientists minded. If y'all were, then you get my point. Most of y'all would already test everything out on y'all car. Soda, Clorox. Say one of these got to work. Which one is closest to gas? Root beer. And you get my point? Don't do it. Unless you got a junk car or something, you get my point? If you patent a root beer in the car and you get money from it, can you make sure I get my share, please? Salam. Now let's get to this deep wisdom. If any of y'all have questions, you can ask now. Get these dope sweaters when I put them back up, yeah. I didn't see that comment. You stupid. He said when they turn that plastic into fentanyl, you'll see. Peace and wisdom. I don't know what Motorb is. Zoli Woly. Now let's get to this video. You have belief. Belief has to do with like manifestation practices. When you're speaking of manifestation, I'll get into that. But belief have to do with that. Then you have belief that have to do with, let's say, demons, unseen entities. And these unseen entities, they exist in belief. So wherever you see belief, that belief is like an existence or a home for an unseen entity or demon. You need an example? Santa Claus. Santa Claus is a belief. Of course, if you rearrange the letters of Santa, you get Satan. Everything lines up. North Pole, so on and so forth. And so that's the point I'm making. Santa Claus is a belief, but behind that belief, let's say you have a deity, and that deity gets to exist in that belief. I'm trying to make it real life so y'all could grasp. Think like a dream. Of course, dream is thought. Let's say demons or unseen entity that have no body can exist in your dreams. You just have to dream. It makes for a place for them to be. If you don't dream, or let's say you don't think, then the demons have no place to exist or be. You see how you have a physical world and you can be in it? Well, let's say an unphysical being can't be in a physical world. Your thoughts, your emotions, dreams, let's say, they're not physical places, but they are places. Think like when y'all drift off in a daydream. The fabric of it is basically y'all emotional states, y'all thoughts, and y'all kind of drift off into that thought, and that thought becomes a whole place where you doing whatever you're doing in it. Of course, in a daydream, you kind of controlling it more than a dream, but there's other people in this daydream with you. So let's say when you're making up a daydream, you have a daydream, right? There's a girl you like, little thotty with a nice body. Infinite said, like when we experience an emotion, it gives place for the spirits to exist. There you go. But it goes deeper than that. Think like if you daydreaming, right? You like a girl, or reverse it. You're a girl, you like a guy. So now you create a daydream in your mind with you and this person. Say y'all walking down the block, whatever. Everybody's daydreamed before. So you create whatever you created. Now you created this daydream, but you included this girl or this guy in it. And as you're doing whatever you're doing in this daydream, there's other people. You get my point? Just like when you're dreaming. You're in the dream. There's other people in the dream. They're there because you kind of put them there. But the point I'm making is they not there, so who do you think that is? Whatever can fulfill that void of your thoughts. Think like if you're doing a movie So you need the characters to play the role. Look at it like that. You include the characters, the demons fill the space. Your daydream or your thoughts, when you make your thoughts place like that, it give the demon somewhere to be. So now let's say you say, I dreamt my grandmother. You don't know who you dreamt truly, because you get my point. You dream of people when they alive and they ain't there with you. Let's say you had a dream about your kid last night, and your kid in the other room sleep. They wasn't in the dream with you, but somebody was, posing as them. You say, man, that was just my thoughts. Whatever you want to call it, it still was. You still experienced it. So you get my point? It was something. That's how it worked. This is why belief was important in regards to demonology in the past. If there's belief, then the demons can exist in that belief. It's like I explained to y'all when I did the video explaining the Chat GPT and how demons are like basically entities that never were, but they are. When I say never was, I mean like they wasn't never born. That say millions of sperm cells go for the egg, only one get it, and the rest of them, the entities that never were. Consciousness that never was, meaning born out, named, had deeds, experience, things to think on. They're like that. They're unseen presences that never were, but they are. But because they never was, they wasn't ever named. So if you ask them, who are you, they can't actually tell you anything except nothing. Imagine if you was never born out, and you was never named, and you never had any deeds, and you never seen anything, but you're just a consciousness that is. And somebody asks you, who are you? You have nothing to say that you are. You can't say my name is this. When I used to live, I was this. None of that was. You're not nothing, but you are something. You just never was. So you get my point? How do you explain to somebody that I'm in existence, I just never had experience, I never was born, I never was named, I never was fixed in existence, so I don't have a name. I don't know anything. You can't see me. You can just intermingle with me however you do. The demons are like that. In that they need belief or something to exist in. Otherwise, what are we talking about? Nothing. You said, how are they aware of themselves? The same way, like if you close your eyes, like that. You're not unconscious and not sleep anything. You aware that you are, but you can't see you. They're like that. They're aware that they exist, kind of like you are in dream. You're aware that you are in existence in your dream, but in regards to you getting dressed in your dream and looking at yourself in the mirror, well, did that ever happen to you in dream? Where you was like, I was looking at myself? No. It's kind of like physical life. Y'all only see yourselves because we actually have mirrors. But if we didn't have mirrors, most of y'all forget to even check anything in regards to yourself without it. Y'all don't check yourselves. It's deep if you look at how man's psyche works. We don't look at ourselves in this way. We look at ourselves through mirror. Almost as if we don't have no mirror, then we wouldn't actually look at ourselves, even though we can. Like, think about that. And so it's a deep thing. Man don't exist to himself, but in that way, you said, how are they aware of themselves? In that way, you are always aware if you are in existence or not. But in regards to seeing yourself, well, You will have to been born, named, have an image, and all of that. They have none of that. They just be. And that, you get my point? Damn, you made me forget something deep I was going to say that was important in regards to that. Damn, I hate when that happens. It slipped my mind, but oh, that's what I was going to say. Because they have no experience, they don't have any thoughts or memories to get lost into. So you see how you can daydream, but that daydream is built off your thoughts, which is built off your experience, which is built off things you've seen. If you never seen nothing, never heard nothing, you just be, you have nothing to pull for. You don't have that aspect of the mind space to hold memory. Being as though it's a thing of the body, you can kind of say. Meaning when y'all die and the body's no more, over time y'all will lose, y'all memory. Or y'all memory will become blended in with the nothing. So let's say if you was dead, let's say you die right now, right? You're not in existence. You're not in physical existence no more, but you still be. Let's say you're in the dark part of your mind, like if you close your eyes and you're just there. But there's nothing for you to engage in. But you are aware that you still be. So now, of course, you're going to start thinking of past, meaning physical life and the things you did, right? Maybe you fall into a dream, meaning maybe when you're in that condition, you fall into sleep and have a dream and then wake up back in that reality. And then you just get lost into your mind, right? At some point, meaning let's say 100 years pass by, you're going to start questioning if you really was physically alive, or is this just a figment of your imagination? Like the rest of the thoughts you've been getting lost into for the hundreds of years. Physical life is only really y'all because y'all wake up to it every day and y'all get like a reconfirmation. But let's say days pass where you don't come back to the physical. Then it start to become like, was that real? Or was that like when I have a dream and it felt real? Dream world and physical world thoughts start to become blended to where y'all view the physical world and the physical life that y'all had as maybe this was just a dream, not sure no more. They're like that minus the physical life in that, you get it? They have no past thought to pull for or anything like that. They can only exist in somebody else's thoughts or dream space because those thoughts make for place. In that they have a place to be. And this is the whole point of belief in terms of demonology. You have these unseen entity, symbols, false names, beliefs, characters, whatever you want to call it, are created. And the more people believe it, so the more space they have to exist in. You're not thinking of Santa 365 days of the year, but there's 365 billion people, let's say, on the planet. So I suppose there won't be a moment in time on Earth where Santa Claus isn't being thought of by somebody. And a demon can exist in the thoughts. You follow? The more people have the belief, the more the belief is on the mind. The more the entity has a place to exist in. Now, I have to use the restroom as always, but I'm gonna hold it a little while. And so that's the belief. Of course, these demons is real. I don't want y'all to view it like, okay, so demons is just a figment of somebody's imagination. No, they real, but they not nothing. But they something. It all depends on if you believe. It's kind of like to say the entity in your DMT experience wasn't real, but they was. Because the next person took DMT seen the same exact entity. In fact, they asked you about them. You got situations like that where a person to take DMT or ayahuasca and go into the place or whatever, speak with the entity, come out of it, somebody else take it as with them, and then they come out of it talking about the deity acts for you. Like that. Where you like, hold on, this is strange. This is more than just like, you get it? I'm high on the drug and I seen this or that. They seeing something real, but it's like I said, you have the demons in the abyss. This is the unconscious parts of the mind space. Or you could say the dark cosmic space up above. You got the demons there. And they just need certain thought or emotional state to exist in. They only exist if you give thought into them. Correct? They only exist if you believe. You only gonna believe them is if you know them as something. You follow? Meaning I could tell you to believe something, but then I'm gonna have to give you something to believe. I can't just say, yo, there's these unseen spirits. Believe in them. You ain't really got much to pull for to create thought and idea in your own mind. In that, you like, okay, he said there's some unseen spirits, they exist, whatever. What can I do with that in my mind? But if I tell you now, the spirit got this name, his name is Daniel. He's a little boy. What's Nicki Minaj's spirit called? Because all the stars, they hit them with the spirits. They don't know the dog. Meaning the stars is a specific thing. It's a shepherd king thing. You go back to old times. But the stars are a created thing. And all the stars y'all have in the day and all the stars of the past, they put the demons on the stars. Meaning all the stars y'all know, they got demons or spirits grafted to them. They're aware of it. But you get my point? They don't know how it happened, so I guess they question it every so often. Where they like, am I crazy? But you know how Nicki Minaj be saying she got some little demon boy with her? And how like Beyonce say she got like Sasha, some personality named Sasha. All that shit's not fake. And you put demons on them. And you get it? It's like I said, it's a place for the demons to exist. They have to have name and character. If I tell you just believe in unseen spirit, then you like, okay, whatever. If I tell you the unseen spirit's name is Daniel and he looks like this and his personality is like that, and then maybe I give you something that's common. Maybe I say the next time you see 1111, that's proof that Daniel's real. Now you gonna see 1111 because you get my point. How repetitive is 1111 if you consider it? 1111 is going to appear on the clock at least twice a day. Well, twice a day. The AM and the PM. You're going to have mailboxes and door signs and all types of things that reflect 1111 at some point. We don't pay attention to these things on our common day, but let's say it's brought to your attention. Look for 1111. Then you're going to notice 1111s that you've been seeing, just ain't paying it no mind because it wasn't brought to your attention to. That's how these things kind of work. So I give you the character of the demon. This is like if I was a sorcerer and I'm trying to get you like, I'm trying to get the demon place in your mind so it have existence. I tell you its name, its description, all of this and that, and then I tell you, the next time you see 1111, make sure you think of Daniel because he's with you in that moment. The next time you see 1111, the first thing you gonna think of is Daniel. And your mind gonna start running on everything that you heard or thought about this spirit. You're gonna start questioning yourself, is it real? And all of that mind space being used is creating existence for the demon to exist in. You're thinking of the demon, but the demon is existing. Look at it like that. Your mind is projecting or thinking of the thing, and at the same time it's making existence for the thing. So look at it like this: as long as you thinking about me, I could talk and interact. If y'all stop thinking about me, then I'm gonna disappear. Kind of like that. You think of me, I emerge. Not dealing with you, but I emerge wherever I'm at, and I'm able to interact with whatever's in the space of your thoughts on me. You think, I exist. You stop thinking, I go away. And they kind of work like that. Now, let me take a quick restroom break. I apologize. You said those stars do things they have no control over. Now, once they have these characters for themselves developed, personality or whatever, and people are aware of it, then they can exist in those things and they can remember that. In that, I'm not saying they can create a reality for themselves off those memories. They need to live in to do that. Meaning their memories and their thoughts are not real. It's not based on any experience, it's just hearsay. Y'all have hearsay in y'all mind, but y'all have real experience too. Living. This is how it gets tangled like that. This is how when you think of something, it become real because you already have real experience. Your real experience thoughts in your, let's say, make-believe thought. It can get confused in your mind space because you're real. That can't happen with them because they're not real. All their thoughts and everything they know is hearsay or make-believe. There's nothing real that they can say, oh, that's like that. Now I have a real image. You get it? Or now I have a real thing that I can recreate. They can't recreate your thoughts because they wasn't never living. You get my point? You got to be living to create living thought, meaning thought to living. You can't be dead or not be and then create thought. You can't live in, you get it? If you're not alive, you can't live in, but they can live in the living's thoughts. And so it's kind of tricky to explain, but it's simple too. It's how much scribble scrabble y'all got in y'all mind on the topic. So if you got a whole bunch of other things in your mind on this topic concerning demons, then maybe you were a little confused. But it's all simple. Now, if you go back to ancient Hebrew times, they have this word Belial. Some renditions Belial, Belial, or Beliar. And this was a word that was used to describe people. Idolaters. It's people that idolize like false characters, false statues, things like that. In modern day, our word believer in belief is the equivalent to Belial and Belial. Now, in ancient Hebrew, that word means worthlessness or having no value, kind of like belief, if you view it from the perspective of truth. Truth has a worth because it's real, it's true. A lie has no worth. It has no value, no merit. It's just a lie. Belief is like an extension of lie. It have no merit. It have no worth. If, how can I put it? Do Jesus have a merit or a worth? Outside of y'all saying that it's real. Like that. It's just a belief. It's not like the truth. If you say this person is real, this they number, call them right now. That's words that hold merit. It have a value. It's true. You say Jesus is real. Okay, show me him. Show me something real. Like that. It's just a belief. It hold no merit. It have no real value. They call that a Belial. Or people like that, Belials. Or sons of Belial. To say, man, they just lost on belief. They're believers in belief. Y'all believe y'all belief systems. Not the truth. Y'all believe. Meaning whatever you believe in, did it come true yet? Then that means you're just a believer in belief as of now. How long you've been a believer in belief? Well, that's what makes one a Belial. You believe something, you should have the truth right after the belief. Or you should have a time limit of how long a thing has to come true. If you have no time limit on the belief coming true, and the belief is just true to you already, that part, you're Belial or a believer. If you're a Christian, your grandmama believed in this religion, in this character, and they dead now, and you believe in this character. But during all this belief, was there a moment of truth where it proved itself? Like that. More than that, y'all promote the belief like it's already proven. Again, if y'all promote the belief like it's already proven, then that means y'all believe in belief. If y'all believe in belief, then do you get my point? Belials, believers, peace and wisdom, divine essence, control for the rest of your life, huh, love? And so in not ancient Egyptian, but ancient Hebrew times, you have that word Belial or Belial. And he's basically the god of belief, kind of like ancient Santa Claus. In today's time, Santa Claus is the god of belief, meaning this is the first belief system that anybody learned that live in Babylon. You learn that lie as a kid or that belief as a kid. That belief is retaught and re-promoted and celebrated as a truth. And Santa Claus has a whole character and all this whole get up. But everyone's aware that it's a lie when they're aware that it's a lie. And everyone believed that it was true at some point in their earlier days. You follow? In that you could say Santa Claus is modern day Belial, the god of belief, or the start of it. From there, y'all have religion. Say, I believe in Jesus. I believe in Allah. But it started with you believing in Santa Claus first. That being proven a lie to you, and then you still promoting that lie and living that lie. And that makes you a liar. That makes you a lie believer. Now, some of y'all will say, how can a person be a lie believer? A lie ain't true, so how can you believe it? Like that. Y'all all aware that Christmas and Santa Claus is a lie, but y'all still reteach it to y'all children and y'all still live it after y'all come to realize it's a lie. That means something's wrong with you. And this is the same with the Easter bunny. Y'all learn about Easter and the Easter egg and a tooth fairy and all these things. Y'all learn them to be lies, then y'all still live them and celebrate them. Pass these lies on to y'all children. Y'all don't pass the truth on to y'all children. Don't overskip this. This is the most important thing. This is what you get to see what a Babylon monkey is. They're a liar by default. They can't help it. If I ask most of y'all, you knew Christmas was a lie. Why did you pass that on to your kids instead of passing on the truth to them where you tell them that's a lie? And you live in this place where the moment you born, they trying to teach you lies. So I just want you to know, before you go to school, they're going to be talking about this made up shit called Santa Claus. It's a lie. But just, act like however you want to handle it, but it's a lie. Why that didn't happen? Them your kids. Meaning those are y'all kids. Y'all naturally just lie to them instead of giving them the truth. That means if you a kid or an adult, now reflect. That part. Your mama's a goddamn liar. Your daddy or whoever else pumped that into your head is a liar. They could have gave you the truth. They gave you the lie first. But don't get mad at them because you did the same. You got a little baby now or something like that too, and you tell the baby the lie. Oh, Santa Claus is real, blah, 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 blah. Knowing it's a lie, you give them the lie first. This put them on the path of being a liar. This is how y'all are able to receive lie so easy, but to question the truth down. It starts as a vibration, and that's how the Babylon works. It's all what you learn first is what you're going to be stuck with. If you learn lie first, then you're going to be a lie learner and a truth rebuker. If you learn truth first, then you're going to be a lie rebuker. We learn lie first. The saddest part about the Babylons of the cities we live in and are born into, you never get the truth. You see how most of y'all never thought of that? Well, you like, hold on, he right. We do be lying about Santa Claus and all of that. But you didn't go to all the way to the pinnacles of the thought where you say, hold on. When was the moment that I actually did get the truth? You follow? Some of y'all have parents, right? Your parents was married, whatever they broke up, you still ain't get the truth on what happened. You old now. You like, they broke up when you was a teenager. You old as fuck now. They still ain't tell you the truth. And if y'all reflect on everything in y'all life, y'all will come to realize, hold on. I never got told the truth on anything ever. I just overlooked the lies. And this is what it's about when you live in Babylon, becoming aware of all the lies and how everybody is prone or groomed to going with the lie first. Lie is truth in Babylon. Truth, something to be rebuked. Now Christmas and Santa Claus time is coming up. Do y'all like what I just said or y'all don't? Let's say you already getting prepared for Christmas right now. You got little babies. You told them to lie first. Why? You didn't even get anything out of Christmas. Some of y'all gonna go to jail this Christmas because you gonna be stealing gifts because you ain't got no money to buy them. People's houses gonna be getting robbed. People gonna be getting robbed, just period, because of those that can't afford the holiday, but the holiday is so powerful. How it weigh on your emotional state. You're gonna have kids that ain't gonna be able to get what they actually want. They gotta get some hand-me-down shit because it ain't enough. And when you consider all of that grief that come with that holiday, for the small few to get what they want, it's an injustice when you consider it's a lie. You the parent right now, struggling to buy Christmas gifts. Why you do that to yourself? Why you stressing yourself out about buying gifts for a lie? To fulfill a lie. I'm making a point so y'all could see how lies serve y'all back. Y'all break y'all back to serve y'all lies. And y'all lies just crumble y'all out. And y'all don't notice. Y'all just go with it. Think on that. Again, how many of y'all had a hard Christmas? There's not nobody breathing that didn't have at least one hard Christmas where they like, this ain't working out how I thought. Why didn't you just come out with the truth and say this shit is not even real anyway, so what does it matter? That part. Once you tied in a lie, it's a deep thing. Divine essence. The pressure to lie is heavy. That's what I wanted a lot of y'all to see. Some of y'all are holding on to lie right now, meaning you want to be right for something you may be wrong about. Maybe there's just a lie that you're holding on to and it's eating you up inside. But if you look at men that come from Babylon, the way they serve lie, meaning you could tell the foundations of Babylon is lie, because that's the one thing everybody serve and kind of sacrifice themselves to. Y'all sacrificing yourselves to lie. Think of it in a Christmas way. Struggling to get toys, you wondering how am I gonna make this happen for these kids? You sacrificing yourself to lie. Some of y'all kids gonna start selling drugs because they like, I gotta help my mama for Christmas. They gonna end up in jail. Some of y'all kids gonna go out there and get to stealing because they don't wanna look like the kid that ain't getting no toys. They gonna go to jail truly for Christmas. Not go to jail for Christmas Day. They gonna go to jail because of the things they doing was to serve Christmas. It's deep when you truly think of things all the way through. You get my point? With clear mind, clear understanding of things. And so the Babylons is based on belief. This is why they had Belial as the god of beliefs. You have many belief systems, but let's say they all have a god over them. Or a source to them all. Belial would have been that. Divine Essence said most parents be trying to make the children happy. You can't make people happy with lie because you can't fulfill lie. You get my point? I could tell you Jesus gonna come save you to make you happy, but you never gonna be happy till you truly get that, and that's never gonna happen. And so do you get my point? You can't make somebody happy with a lie. You can just drag them along. And after you drag something along, you get it to be all scraped up and damaged after you done dragging it. And this is pretty much what we do with our young. We teach them lie or we drag them along. Then they get grown. They are not being dragged along anymore, but they all scraped up and beat up and bruised up. Perspective-wise. Look at lie as something you put on the mind. Lie is a carrying or a dragging on. You just drag a person's mind all through the mud to finally let them go, and now they are dragged out, all scuffed up. And once the lie is in the mind, you get my point? Lie become like a vibration. It resonate with other lie. It start drawing into lie. When y'all teach y'all kids lie first, y'all don't understand the vibration y'all put them on. Lie becomes something they serve. It become first nature. If truth was instilled first and lie was frowned upon, they would have shame to lie. They would view things different. And so it's a deep thing, man, when you're dealing with Babylon. The ideals and things go beyond what y'all understand, but that's because most people don't understand manifestation. Meaning they don't understand how the mind creates and make things real. you really believe in Jesus. It don't have to be real. You really believe in it because your mind said it was real. The whole world say it ain't real. Real life show you it ain't real, it ain't happening, but it's still real to you in your mind. If you understand the mind like that, the mind's going to create real things. The thing you put in the mind don't have to be real. Look at the mind as a real machine, meaning it's a machine that make anything real. Truth and lie. Of course, lie can't physically manifest out as nothing, but it still be real in the space. Like that. Y'all minds make anything it get real. Even if it ain't real, it'll still be real in your mind. Meaning, even if the mind can't manifest out the thing because it ain't real, it will still manifest out the idea, thought, or whatever, forcing to make it real even though it ain't. And that if I look at any Christian and say, why do you truly believe in Jesus? Being as though it's just a hearsay thing for you. You don't have no experience with the thing, you just heard it. It's real to them, blood. They're gonna argue you up and down. They will die for it. Meaning they'll get the mouthing off with you till you ready to black both their eyes. All for Jesus. But they don't even know who that is. That part. It's real in their mind, even though it's a lie. And so when you understand how the mind manifests, then you can understand why those that rule the Babylon, they feed y'all lie. Because it manifests to be real, even though it ain't real. Lie can't serve you, wind up breaking you down like I explained with Christmas. But they still feed it to the mind space because the mind space gonna turn over whatever it turn over. They feed y'all lie to counteract the truth that's coming to your mind. Because the truth sets y'all free from all the turmoil of y'all lie. Let's say all your bad traumatic experiences or whatever bad emotional state that you hold on to, it's all a matter because of how you perceive it. And say you got traumatic experiences that's hard for you to get out your mind and hard for you to move forward emotionally. And what if I told you this is just a matter of your perspective? See me 3 times a week for 3 weeks. Meaning pick 3 days out the week and come make sure you come on them days and do that for 3 weeks. And I'm going to adjust your perspective. That's the only problem you got. You're seeing through a certain perspective and it's causing you get a turmoil. If you change your perspective or your viewpoint on whatever you're holding on to, and you want to see it however that viewpoint is. Let's say whatever you bothered about, let's say somebody was able to change your perspective where you see like, oh, I was the one that's wrong. I've been doing this to myself all this time. I had the wrong perspective. In that moment, you be free from that. That theory that you have or whatever it is, and you come to realize, oh, I'm wrong. You be free in that moment. From there, you get my point? You manifest whatever is true. Meaning you're done with that whole thought and that whole bitterness and that whole trauma. It don't even exist to you no more once you look at it like it's my fault. Whatever y'all view, that's a negative to y'all. If the blame is put on y'all, well, man deflect from himself, so then it won't be no more. Meaning any problem you got with anybody in life where it bothers you on a day-to-day, if I tell you, you got to hold it on yourself. That's going to be the day you be like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm good. Let's just move forward to something else. Like that. That's a secret that all wise people of old times know. You ever heard people tell you, you got to take accountability and responsibility for things that happen, even if it ain't your fault. But it's still your fault because in some way you allowed it to. It's really what I just told you. Meaning if you put a thing on yourself, you ain't going to take no responsibility for it. And that the bad things people do to you, if you take the responsibility and put it on yourself, whatever they did don't even exist. You free in that moment from them. But most people don't know how to do that. They have a pride like, no, it have to be them. Because if it's on me, do you get it? It become a dumb or me. You don't understand if it's you, it ain't gonna exist. Because you're not gonna never put nothing on yourself or truly take accountability. In that, it's like a little secret passage. If you put everything on yourself, it won't cease to be a problem. Whatever problems y'all have, notice how y'all push it on others. Let's say you got a plan and a goal and the plan don't go right. You're going to find somebody to push it on. And it ain't go right because of this or that. You don't put it on yourself. Because if you put it on yourself, then it ain't no problem. Ain't nothing happen. You keep working through it. Because you like, no, it ain't no problem then. It's only a problem because you did it. You follow? This is just little secrets for when y'all trying to do things in life. You're going to hit that moment where it ain't going to go like you planned. Then you're going to be looking for somebody to blame. And this is when you're going to abandon whatever you was doing. And you're going to be there. But in that moment, if you say, nah, it's on me. Watching that moment, you can be like, nah, it ain't on me because I'm about to fix it. I refuse to accept that I fucked it up. I can't fuck up the plan. Somebody else have to. If I fucked up the plan, then we got to get the plan together. Like that. Next time you trying to do something, you got a thought in mind, and you come to that place, do what I just said, and watch how you get right through it. It's little cheat codes like that y'all are robbed by when y'all are given like lie and belief. Like I said, lie don't serve y'all back. It drag y'all out. And so you get my point? When you're dealing with manifestations, you have to learn these types of things. I mean, a lot of y'all are learning manifestation, but you're not learning it right. You get it? And that you like, ain't nothing happening that I want. The first problem is that you want. Can't manifest through overly lusting or desiring. That's not going to work for you right there. Second, this goes all the way back to you as a little kid and people was telling you, stop saying you can't. You got to go all the way back to the beginnings of the mind, where the doubting things first started. And so now start thinking of how many things y'all think to do, and then you think like, nah, I can't, or it ain't gonna work. Y'all actually have a mindset where y'all view it like some things is work and some things won't. Everything will work if you do it. If you have that mindset where you know like, no, everything gonna work, it don't matter what I decide to do, it's gonna work, I just have to do it. That part. Y'all won't have no interferences in whatever y'all trying to do. Y'all will have whatever the interferences is that come with, accomplishing the thing in the path of it. But in regards to y'all abandoning it or viewing it as a problem or something that's not going to be, that wouldn't happen. In that, it will manifest on its own. Meaning most of the things that y'all would try to do, even if y'all try to undo it, it won't. Think like me with teaching. So I manifested all of this teaching thing and what y'all see. And I don't have to be good. I curse y'all out. I can't get rid of it. Like that. When you say, damn, this nigga be cursing niggas the fuck out. How he even got followers? It's a manifestation. I can't mess it up. Nobody can't do nothing. It's just stuck. Like, you get my point? That's how it works. Anything you think of and you want it to be, it's gonna be. You say, man, I want to be rich, Solace. Once you manifest it, you're gonna be stuck. A nigga ain't gonna be able to fuck up your wealth, and you not gonna even be able to mess up your wealth. You say, I got $10 million to my name. I'm about to throw all of it away and burn it like the Joker did. And then something gonna happen where you just gonna get a $50 million check. Where you like, oh my God, I can't escape it. Like that. That's how manifestation works. Once the mind see it, so it be. Y'all mind work in reverse. Where y'all see it, then y'all say, nah, I don't believe. And then it'd be like a tug of war where you like, nah, I'm gonna do it, but then there's a doubt there. You have to get to the place where there's no doubt there, where you understand manifestation, which is my mind gonna manifest regardless if I don't do anything. If I have no thought, no desire, no nothing, the mind will just manifest that. If I have a thought or desire and I want something, the mind will manifest it. You get my point? In that, you have to control what you're thinking. Let's say you dwindling away off past traumatic thought. So you keep manifesting it for yourself every day. Now, the past traumatic thought already happened. You're not going to go through it every day physically because it happened whenever it happened. But you're going to relive the emotion of it because it's on the mind. In that, every day, you'll just be stuck dealing with that past trauma. Where you're going about your day and doing whatever you're doing, but you're not getting much done because you're stuck in that past trauma where you keep thinking on it. So it keeps emerging in your mind every day, bringing you back to that place. So it kind of works like that. You get my point? Even if the thing ain't real, it's going to manifest. It all goes into what you believe. You follow? Now, to give you an example, whatever past traumas you holding on to that you keep remanifesting, you believe. If I tell you let that shit go, that shit ain't even important, then you're gonna be like, no, it is. You don't understand. You didn't go through it. And with that vigor you got, that's all manifestation need. Your heart in it, you believe it. So let's say you got raped when you was younger. Hopefully none of y'all did, but let's say one of y'all did and it bothers you to this day. Maybe you know the person and you still have to see them, so it even dig deeper into your soul. If I tell you right now, man, that shit's old, it's over with you. Whatever was done was done. Let it go. Forget it happened, like the many things that happened to you that you don't remember. Let it be one of those things. How you feel when I say that right now? If your answer is no, I don't like that you just said that, because that kind of let the person off the hook or however you view it. That's why every day you have to live through that, because every day you manifest it in your mind. That's what you believe in. You believe that do matter, and whatever you think. Let's say your thoughts is vengeance. That person need to pay for it. Every day you gonna suffer through that. They may never pay for it according to how you think. And every day you just live through that because every day you manifesting it. You have to learn to change the thought. This is what they mean by like alchemy of the mind, where you transcend the thought from lead, which is poisonous, to gold. But let's say the society we live in, it teach us to hold on to the negativities. We learn vengeance. Vengeance helps us to hold on to negative things. In that, it helps us to manifest dumb shit that we don't want to. We live in a society where if I do something to you that you don't like, you in right to hold vengeance and you have to get back. But until you get back, then it live in your mind space. And it manifests every day where you have to live through the emotional state of it and the thoughts of it. And as you're living through that, or thinking on that, is manifesting it more. Now you have other things you want to manifest as well. Say, Solace, I want to get a better job, but one ain't coming through. It's because that manifestation is overriding that one. You feel more strongly about whatever was done wrong to you than you feel about whatever rights you want to do for yourself. Anybody that made it to where they want to be, that's what happened. They started wanting whatever they wanted more than all that other shit. They said, man, this other shit don't even matter no more. Like, I want that now. It start like that. This is $1 Million Jews. If any of y'all want to give back, y'all can. Peace and wisdom at gold cent. Meaning this is the $1 million. Let's say you say, I always wanted to learn manifestation. That's it right here. I ain't going in no order. That's for like one-on-ones. But I'm just giving you a perspective to see like all the error. Let's say you've been learning manifestations all this time. Did you get more out of all the time you've been learning it than you got in this, what, 20 minutes that I've been talking about it? Because I'm sure whatever I'm saying, y'all can relate somewhat. But you like, okay, no, I get what he's saying. I'm kind of attached to dumb shit. And because it's on my mind, let's say you a young kid, you want to be a rapper, but you keep getting lost in the other dumb shit. Your girl's vagina, something. And you get it, you keep manifesting that instead of what you want. And so when you're dealing with manifestation, especially if you're coming from Babylon, you learn life first. So the first thing you have to do is kind of cleanse out the mind of all the past traumas and all the things that's going to interfere with your manifestation. Remember, we learn can't. I can't do this. This not going to work. I don't know. You got to remove all of that first. Once you remove those things from the mind, you got to remove the past traumas from the mind. Most y'all say, Silas, how do I remove those things? Perspective. You have to go through a perspective assessment. Like I said, 3 days, 3 weeks. Change your perspective. Get your perspective adjusted. Whatever problems you got in anything in life, it's a perspective thing. Whatever you mad over or even happy about, it's a result of your perspective. You either like the results or you don't, according to your perspective. If you can control your perspective, then you can control your manifestation. And you say, I want to manifest. Let's say you say, I want to manifest $1 million for myself tomorrow. The moment you say that, is there already for you. The whole situation and everything for it to be. Again, you say right now, Silas, I want $1 million in my bank account by tomorrow morning. Right in that moment, when I just said that, so it is. It's already there in terms of the situation and how it's going to work out to be in my bank account in the morning. That's already fulfilled in that moment. Then it get put on hold from all the past thought, the doubt. Man, I don't think $1 million gonna come into my account. I just said that shit because I hope it do. Like that. Then the thought just stay on hold until the whole self is with it. Or till the whole self believe that that's what's gonna happen. The same way you believe, no, that motherfucker did me wrong and I'm not forgetting about it and nobody better not try to make me forget about it. Or I'm a lot like you too. Like, you see how y'all feel in those moments? I don't like that motherfucker, blah, 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 blah. If you view that way, well, you said, no, I requested $1 million already. I said I want it in my account tomorrow morning. It's going to be there. I don't have to worry how it's going to be there. The life taking care of that part. I just need to wake up tomorrow ready for my million. If I said you're going to have $1 million in your account tomorrow, if you believed it, you go to sleep on a certain accord. You'd already have planned what you're going to do tomorrow from the moment it hits your account and you wake up. But you're not going to go through with all of that because you don't believe. Meaning, if you believe there was $1 million going to be in your account tomorrow morning, you wouldn't even be on this live right now. Out of here, I got to go to sleep. I need tomorrow to come. I need tomorrow to come right now. You'd be preparing for tomorrow. Like how you do when you know your check gonna be there tomorrow. You get it? Everybody work. You get paid whenever you do. You know your check gonna drop from the moment it drop. And you already prepared for the droppings of it. But if you manifest $1 million for yourself tomorrow morning, most of y'all say, nah, Silas, there's doubt there because I just don't see like that's gonna happen. Well, it happened already, but it's going to stay on hold until you believe. Y'all belief, or y'all power of belief, has been sacrificed to false entities. Jesus is not real. He's not coming to save you. You say, fuck Silas, we need to cancel him. He is evil. He don't believe in the Christ of the Jesus. And you believe with your soul. Yeah, Jesus is real. This nigga crazy. Okay, $1 million gonna be in your account tomorrow. Why you don't want to argue me down about that? That part. Because you ain't think about that. You say, nobody taught me manifestation. They just told me to believe in Jesus. Believe in what you will. Why nobody told you that? Say, who God, Silas? Will. That's his name. His name is Will. And believe in your will. It will be. See how simple that is? Some of y'all say, no, I don't know. That don't sound right. It's what Jesus told his followers in the book. He said, if you believe the mountain will move, then it will be moved. But if you ain't got no faith, that's to say, if you ain't got no belief, then it's just going to be there like how it be. Jesus say, I walk on water because I believe that I can walk on water. Why can't I? I seen niggas surfing and I seen the water knock the nigga clean off his board. Killed him. You telling me I can't walk on that? How can I not walk on something that I seen crash the man and you get it? My feet physical, the water seemed to be physical, the way it crushed that nigga and knocked him clean off his board, but you telling me it's not sturdy enough for me to walk on it. Why? Especially on a stormy day when this shit rocking crazy back and forth. Why can't I step out on the water? Why wouldn't it hold me up? That shit held the whole boat up. You see how the mind work? Y'all get in the boat. Y'all say the boat not gonna sink because the boat was made not to sink. Then if I tell you just walk out on the water, you lighter than the boat. Y'all say, nah, man can't walk on the water. It's your belief. Why you believe that the boat could float on the water and you can't walk on it? I don't know. If I tell you lay on the water on your back, you won't sink. Then most of y'all be like, yeah, I know how to backstroke. That's different. Oh. Sound just as strange as me telling you walk on the water. If I tell you walk on the water, then y'all say that's weird. If I say just lay backwards on the water, then you ain't gonna sink. Most of y'all will say, well, I'll try that because I know about floating, and you get it? Ain't that the same water? Do you weigh less when you walking or laying down? Again, it's your body weight, whatever your body weight is, right? Most of y'all say my body weight, whatever it is. Okay, then why can you lay on your stomach on the water and not sink? Or on your back and not sink? And you could do that. But if I say just walk on it, you say, nah, I don't see how that's possible. Well, then how is the rest possible? I tell you, put the box on the water. You say, okay, that works. I say, put the box on the water. Then you turn around and say, no, that's not going to work. That's the equivalent of you saying, I could swim on the water, but I can't walk on it. Okay, if that makes sense to you, then so that's what's going to be. This is the difference between Jesus in the story walking in water and whatever the disciple was walking on the water that started sinking. He believe he could swim on the water, so he can. He don't believe he could walk on it. The person that could swim, ain't nothing you could do to change their thought. You tell them you can't swim on water, you gonna sink. They gonna be like, get him out of here, you stupid. I already did this already. Why you don't have that same belief in walking on it? Because it's really no different. Ain't you moving your feet to, like, ain't you using your feet when you swimming? Just get up and walk. What the fuck are you crawling on the water for? That part. Most of y'all like, I hear what he's saying, but I don't get it. Imagine if it was true. Meaning, imagine y'all running around here crawling on y'all belly in the water and y'all could walk on it. You could walk across the ocean. It's going to be a little rocky and rough like how it is when you walking up hills and in the mountainous areas, but you got balance. That part. I'll drop you from a 50-foot building belly first into water, you're not going to die like you hit the concrete. Yeah, you are. But you can't walk on that thing. It's not strong enough. Ain't nothing more strong than water, but y'all can't walk on it. Motherfucking whale is in. I seen the whale floating on the water, but you say like, no, I can't walk on that because that thing ain't strong enough. Ain't nothing stronger than water, except air. Breath. Outside of that, you get my point. But that's how it works. It's a belief thing. They robbed us of our belief in our will, and they put it on false idols. Basically, demons. Like I said, the demons exist in y'all belief. Because y'all belief, which is a powerful thing that make things real, it ain't on itself. You can't make things that ain't real, like Jesus coming to save you, but it still can be real in your mind space and to whoever's around you, and for some reason it's real to y'all even though it ain't. In regards to your will, it's not fixed. It's just a creating thing. So whatever it believed to be, then it make it be. You can't say if I believe my will, then that's not true though. The will ain't not what you want or what you want. You say I want $1,000,000 in my account tomorrow. That's not true. You can't say that ain't true because tomorrow ain't come yet and the will ain't fixed. To say it's not true is to say like that's impossible. But you can't say that's impossible. Meaning you can't say I'm definitely not gonna get no money in my account tomorrow. You can't say. All you can say is you not gonna put none in it. Like that. It's all the belief or the perspective that a person have that, you get my point? It kind of control. Why you laughing so much, Holy Zoe? You learning now. And so this all goes deep. But it's a repetitive thing. Meaning you have to become aware of the mind. And the pattern are cycles of the thoughts. So you can start interfering, like removing the doubt and the things that are not going to serve self. And carry out to the people as well. You're going to have to start readjusting people around you because you figure all your flawed emotional states of thoughts, they attract physical things that are emanations of it. You in a negative place inside, you're going to attract all negative people because they resonate with where you at that moment. Change your vibration, right? You're not negative no more. Then y'all going to start to clash. You say, damn, I'm clashing with all my friends. I don't know why. Your vibration changed, theirs didn't. You resonated with them from whatever emotional state you did. This is why when you're going through your lows, when I say your lows, I don't mean like financial lows. I'm speaking emotional lows. Where you like, not in a bad mental space or emotional state. You don't want to be, you get my point, projecting that out. Because it's going to attract. It's going to attract confirmations for you. Meaning you're going to attract people to confirm whatever you're saying, and it's just going to help to keep you in a low place. Somebody do you wrong or you feel wrong about something, you want to have people around you that's going to be freeing you from it, where it's like, okay, that happened. Now, moving forward, you're going to change the perspective or you're going to hold on to it, because if you hold on to it, you're going to keep manifesting it. And whatever interferences it causes for your progress, there it is. Now you figure we all got those. Some of us clean up more than others, but you get my point? Nobody's speaking span. And that, you get my point? Some of y'all are like, your belief powers have been flatlined out. You got to rechange that or transcend that, meaning get it back. And start with the self-belief, meaning you can't believe in whatever you want to be if you don't even believe in yourself. You got to believe that you deserve things, not for nothing. You get it? Most people look at it like, I deserve things if I do something for it. You deserve things, and how you treat those things that's deserving to you for nothing. You deserve to be wealthy and have everything you want in life. Now, how you treat that when you get that is going to determine if you receive more or lose, meaning gratitude. But it starts with having a deserving mind. We taught in the ghettos and just in society, period, that you ain't shit and you need to be thankful for whatever you get. And that, you get my point? We kind of have a distorted perspective on things. You have to look at it like there's enough space in this life for everybody to have everything they want. And everybody gonna get what they want that believe they deserve it or believe that it's theirs already. LeBron James is a famous basketball player because as a kid he believed he was gonna be that. And the people around him pumped into his head, you're gonna be a basketball player. And people start bending over backwards and doing all kind of things to make it real, to where he couldn't escape it. He start falling short, hanging with the gang members. He got adults coming down there, beating him up, grabbing him up by the neck, telling him, man, you gonna be in the NBA. Like that. He couldn't undo his own manifestation. Now, if most of y'all ask LeBron, man, did you have moments where you wanted to abandon the mission, but people just wouldn't let you? He gonna tell y'all, like, yeah, I tried to fuck up once, but my coaches came and my mama came down there, and it's because they all believe too. Like, nah, you're gonna be a basketball player, why fuck it up? Like that. And even now, he 40 something years old, maybe 40, I don't want to push him up, and he's still playing. His son play. It's the power of the will. But y'all have to see it for self. Once the mind understand that, then you manifest. You get my point? You get whatever you want. But it starts with that belief. And first you have to remove the can'ts and all those things. Get the mind clear. Past, the present, the present. The thought have to be, I don't want to say the thought have to be realistic because it don't. It can be real extreme to where you like, I don't want to say real extreme to where you like, I don't think that's going to happen because it ain't. But it can be as extreme as you think. Your mind just can't view anything as extreme. Your mind have to view it like, no. The rules say if I want it, so it's mine. If I'm not emotionally right or I'm not right as a person, whatever I wish for to manifest, it's going to eat me up. Look at it like that. You're looking to manifest something, but you evil at heart, but you understand how manifestation works. So you control your thoughts in your mind. This don't have nothing to do with you being a good person or a bad person. You just have to do with your belief in self. You say, man, why the evil people or the bad people seem like they doing better than the good people? The evil people believe whatever they believe in regards to their own damn self. And whoever you calling good, they just ain't got no self-belief. They not shit to their own self. So it be like that. But you get my point? Whatever you believe, and you really believe it, so it will be. Now let's say you evil at heart and you really ain't got good intentions. Manifestation and you getting what you want, this come from the glories in life, the goodness in life. But let's say you ain't right. So it's like stealing or taking from where you know you're not supposed to get. In that, the manifestation start eating you alive. Let's say you wish for $1 million, you get it. That $1 million be your death, though. Next thing you know, you get on drugs. You done using $1 million worth of drugs. Now you got $1 million problems. People looking to kill you for that million. You die. You say, damn, how that happened? They're manifesting, but the spirit ain't right. And so you want to have everything perfect. And it's a whole teachings with this. Most people learn whatever pieces they learn. Some are successful at manifesting, but then they defile themselves with that manifestation. Others don't know how to do it, so they don't. And then you get my point? There's always the present, a safe place. And wisdom is beyond emotions, your wanting manifestations. Meaning you're becoming all knowing or wise is beyond manifestations. It's beyond emotional states. It's like in a disconnected realm. When y'all have no emotions that y'all attach to, that's the place of wisdom. But most people don't even know what that is. I don't know how to explain it. It feel like its own emotion, but it feel like you separated from having emotions. Now y'all be like Solace is cold or cruel. It ain't that. I'm just not attached to my emotions like y'all. I could just turn them off. Like, I don't mean pretend like I don't want to be bothered with it, but just cut them off. Like, it's like an understanding thing. There's life in the emotions and there's thoughts and ideas that come from those things that ambush you. You can always cut that off, though. And just kind of exist in the glory, the cut off state, which is where all the wisdom at. And the true wisdom. The unbiased or the wisdom that's not altered. When you're dealing with the emotional states, this is the altered wisdom. A certain perspective. You see things different when you're angry than when you do when you're happy. Perspective wisdom. Beyond emotional states, there's just the truth. You follow? And that, those of y'all that seeking wisdom and becoming all-knowing, you have to disconnect from the emotional state. Meaning anger, happiness, sadness, all of them, the good and bad, you have to disconnect from them. And like I said, that's like its own emotional state and perspective when you're there. Closest thing I can describe it to is like sexy. If that's even an emotional state. But it's like that. Like, like when a person feels sexy. Think like a sexy movie and things kind of slow down. Exotic like, where it gets slow. And that's what I mean when I say it feel like sexy. There's no emotion though, but it's just like slowed down and like a calm. And you could just receive in. I don't know how to explain it beyond that, but there's no manifestation there. You need the emotion, or you could say belief is attached to emotion. And that you have to understand your emotions. The emotions is like different units of consciousness that make for the whole consciousness. And when you in this emotional state, well, let's say the demons that live in that emotional state, they have access to your mind space. And that they can, project thought and ideas into your mind. And that when you angry, you get thoughts and ideas, but you're not necessarily thinking of anything. It's coming to you. Like, I should do this, I should do that. It just comes to you. Let's say you happy. So it's the same. You get thoughts and ideas, they just come to you. In any emotional state you could think of, when you're there, the thought and ideas that are there, they come to you. In that, you get my point? You don't want to be lost on a low emotion so much. And you don't want to get lost on the higher ones either, because it's all the same for the most part. But you want to be able to be in the clear space. Come and go as you choose. Now, if you have any questions, ask. I'm about to depart. Hour 45 is long enough. Anyone wants to give back, do so. Sweaters will be back up on the website. sometime next month. This is why I want to get the solid sanctuary. Everybody got their land thing going, but it's usually just a farming thing, and you get it? No real curriculum. Just come to my land and eat, and you get my point? Solid sanctuary, of course, we gonna deal with those things, like, farming and all of that, and how to build. But my part of the whole thing gonna be like teaching these things. Like, you get it? Clearing out the mind, learning diet the accurate way, understanding breathing, water, because these things is more important. Things come before diet. Y'all life is more dependent on y'all breath than it is the food. And y'all will die faster if y'all go dehydrated before y'all die of starvation. So you have to learn those things first, meaning how to breathe and understanding air and how it reacts with itself. Same with water. If you go dehydrate, you start getting delirious. The more extreme that dehydration, the more extreme the delirium. Now, your average Babylon monkey is walking around dehydrated, just not to an extreme where they about to die and they crazy delirious, but call it the stepping stones. If you extremely dehydrated, you're going to be extremely delirious. Let's say you mildly dehydrated, you're still going to be mildly delirious. In that, a lot of y'all are walking around mildly dehydrated and it's causing a mild delirium. But it's normal to you. And so you get it, these things go deep when you're dealing with Babylon. That's what the sanctuary is for, more mental healing and cleaning, and the emotional state cleaning, and learning how things work. From there, you get it, your physical works be what it be. Meaning it's going to manifest out perfectly however you envision it, because the mind is clear and the understanding is ripe. And so if y'all want to support that sanctuary, y'all know what to do. Visit my website. Salam, shalom.